Hey guys, we're in July. Golf season's in full swing. I'm a golfer and I want to check my loft and lie on my clubs, and I don't have the machine to do that. So I will build one. Next. Hey guys, welcome back. So yeah, I want to build this loft and lie machine so that I can monitor my clubs here, because as you play, you can affect, this is soft metal, these are forged iron, okay, but it's softer than your typical cast head, right? And what happens to them is that as you hit them, driving range or otherwise, you affect the loft and the lie. And sometimes it's, your ball's going to go astray, or you're going to start missing it a little bit to the right or to the left, and you're like, what am I doing wrong? And sometimes it's just that the lie, went a little bit more flat, and then you're hitting it right, or a little bit more upright, you're hitting it left. I'm a righty. So today the goal is to build a machine that will do that. All right, how do you measure loft and lie? So simply, when the club is at 90 degree, okay, and your grooves are parallel to the surface, the loft is going to be the angle of the face, all right, and the lie is going to be the angle of the shaft, all right. The big problem with doing all that is that you can't just do it. You can't do it, by holding your club, okay? You have to have a way of securing the club so that you can align the groove, both in the, in this plane and also in this plane, all right? Because otherwise your measurements are going to be wrong. So it's not difficult, by the way. So all we have to do is build a jig that's going to have a 90-degree plane that we can attach the club to, and with reference either groove or line, I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. Once I've secured the club, at a 90-degree angle, because it's going to be flat to the base, to the 90-degree off the base, I'm going to be able to just align the groove and everything, and then take my measurement. Not difficult, right? Well, we will see, right? So what I'm going to use today is MDF. The reason I like MDF, for this application is that, as you can see, it is dead flat, all right? This is a wood that, even though it's humid outside, it may swell a little bit, but it's not going to warp. It's a very stable wood for that. Obviously, it's a composite. Yeah, so the goal is going to be to build a structure somewhat similar to this, all right, where we can, attach the club, okay, and we're going to have a little block here with a V groove that's going to be able to just secure that. And by moving it up and down here, we're going to be able to make the lines parallel to the base. Yeah, we're going to have to align everything. So anyway, so the goal here is going to be to cut this, put a couple of grooves so that we can glue it, and we'll take it from there. All right, guys, so I put a stacked dado head in my table saw here. And what that is basically a series of basically two outside blade with some chisel in the middle. And I don't know if you can see, it's pretty wide here. So this is what's going to help us make the groove into this so that we can, get that all together. Get that down. And obviously for this situation you need a dado head insert. I can't use this one. So that's out. So what I'm going to take right now is just a little piece of scrap wood here, just to figure out how far or close we are from, where we need to be. All right, and if you don't, yeah, let me get you closer here. All right, as you can see, this is exactly what the doctor ordered, right? So that's what the dado does. It does a groove, but the advantage of it is that the groove is flat at the bottom, right? So that way we can come and just put that and give in wood glue. This joint is not going to go anywhere. All right, so the first cut I want to do is a cut over here to take this board here. Then I'm going to make a couple of cuts here and here to have positioning ledge, so that I can square the club face, okay? So first thing we're going to do, going to leave it just a little bit of room so that it doesn't blow up the back, okay? And here we go. All right. That is pretty perfect right there. All right, now to figure out where the other grooves are going to go, I'm going to have to start thinking about where this club is going to live, right? What kind of block I'm going to put there, because what I want to do is put the groove around where that club face is going to end up doing, because I want to do this for right-handed golfer, but it's going to be closer to this, so I'm going to have two of them, all right? All right, guys, so in order to figure out where to put the second groove, the perpendicular groove there to the fence here, I took a couple of clubs here, okay? So my longest iron, which so happened to be a 5-iron in my case, okay? So is about here. So this is from here to here, 5-iron, okay? So this is where my face is. And I took my 58-degree wedge, and where does that go? And that goes from about, and again, this is really approximative just so that I can put, a wedge, all right? So as you can see, there's a fair amount of overlap, okay? Well, you maybe not see that. I'll get it closer to you here. All right, so this is my 5-iron. And from here to here is my wedge. All right, so if I plow a groove right in the middle of this, I should be in pretty good shape. So this distance, I'm going to put the same distance over here, because I did, I made the holder here to be in the middle of the board. As you can see, I drilled a few holes here to figure out the height of it. It's important because it has to clear, the top of the ferrule there, that little black thing, okay? And if it's any lower than that, then the ferrule gets on top of it, and then you get a bad reading. All right, so this is this is the best place. And what's going to happen, I'm going to groove this really close here, okay, so that I can turn it around here and have it on the other side as well, right? So I think it all makes good sense. So let's plow some grooves. All right, so before I start working on the block, I'm going to glue this in here, all right? So we're going to use, good quality wood glue. So I'm using a silicone brush so that way I don't have to use a brush and throw it away every time I use it. But reason a brush is important when you do stuff like that is because you want to control how much glue you put in that channel so that it doesn't interfere with how well the joint is going to sit together. You know what I mean? Okay. Now what's really important is to make sure that we're dead square. And I mean, can't do much better than this here. All right, working on the block now. What I'm looking to do here is put a V-groove, you know, around this area so that my shaft can fit, okay? And it's somewhat close to the end so that I can accommodate, you know, a wedge that has a much thicker blade. All right, so that should be, you know, something along those lines that I'm going to be creating. All right. All right, here's the groove. It's going to fit perfectly around the club. All right. All right, and to secure the club, all I did was make a little maple hardwood cleat, you know, so that way I can put it in, turn it around, and just secure the club really well. And again, this is not a bending machine, so there's not going to be a ton of force here to try to bend the club. So it's really just there so I can measure what's going on. Hey guys, welcome back. So this is the finished device. All right, so like I said, all it is, it's really just a 90-degree angle, right? That I can put a block that you saw me build, right? And it's going to be here, and a little clamp for the top. So let's put it together and let's start measuring so you can see what it does. So simply like that, you know, I'm not going to do it all the way down because we have to put a club in. So this goes from the top, and like you said, like I told you before, you know, I have 3 holes because that way I can deal with the longer hosel if I need to. What's a hosel? A hosel is this part here. Okay, so the hosel and the ferrule, the black part, if I put it in and it's too high, you know, it's going to interfere with my block here. So the multiple holes are so that I can deal with that. All right, so let's put that together. All right, the only other piece that you haven't seen me build. Okay, so you saw the channel, okay, that I referenced to the back, 90-degree to the back. That is so that they can hold this aluminum bar, okay? And the other piece that's very important is this block here with a groove that rides on it, all right? So my job here is simply to go and, you know, I'm going to square the face to that block. Right now you see it's totally square and flat to the back here, all right? So that's that, and I did all my reference with this machinist square here, which is meant to be very good precision here, all right? So let's, all right. All right, so I'm going to take my 5-iron and put it in, all right? All right. So the block, right, so I know the block is 90 degree from the back, all right? It's straight flush to the back. Okay, so I'm going to place my club. Okay, I'm going to make it, okay, so you see here how the groove is almost tight here. So let me just make it. So you see the groove now? All right, so what I can do is just move the club out. Okay, so pull on it so that it slides in until my block, I can see an equal, parallel distance between the line and the block here. So as you can see, this is pretty good here. Once I'm happy with how square it is to the block, I can just, I'm going to put little handles on this. So now I'm going to secure everything, all right? So now it's nice and square, it's not moving. The keys to this are these two instruments here, okay? So this is a ruler that is an angle finder, right? This is going to be used in the back here. And this thing here is a inclinometer, angle finder kind of a thing, okay? So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to turn it like that, okay? So as you can see this way. And I'm going to zero it to the back here. Okay, once it's zeroed to the back, okay, I can just take it here and put it on the face. And that is recording my loft, okay? I'm going to show you that in a second. And for this here, for the lie, I'm just going to take it up like that, all right? So as you can see, 93, 90, 70, whatever. And now I'm going to record the block. 59.3. And if I take you around here, or just turn this around here, all right, well, it's just I moved it. It's no longer square now. And that's a good lesson here, guys, all right? So when it's, you see, so it's just rotating on this here. So if I move it a little bit, so you see, 19, 18 degree, 27, 28, all right? So that is why the lie of the club is super important, and that your loft points correctly to your target, because just a little deviation here makes a big difference in the delivered loft of the club, all right? So let me just make that square again. All right, so now it's square. Come on. Zero it at 0 to the back and put it on. And what I like to do is just put it where I can see the grooves, and I know it's kind of in line here. And as you can see, 23.9 is what is registered. All right. All right, so here I have a sheet that I made from the specs that Callaway gave me on my club. So my 5 degree has a 24 degree loft, 61 degree standard lie. I'm playing my club 1 degree flat, okay, just because of my swing plane. That's what works for me. All right, so 60 degrees is what I should get. And I'm getting 59.6 over here. All right, and I'm getting 23.9. So the 5 iron is spot on, okay? So let me just record and write this down. So I have 23.9 and 59.6. All right, not gonna worry about that club. So what I'm gonna do right now is go down my bag here and figure out if I have clubs that are wrong, because I have a strong suspicion, and that's why I built this, that some of these things down here are not quite right. And 60.2. So 60.2 in the lie, and that's almost 2 degrees away from what it should be. 58 loft, and this is reading 59.3. So I have 1.3 degree there. I have 3 degree here, 3.1. I mean, yeah, so we have some issue here. All right, so, all right, what did we learn here with this exercise here? All right, 1 degree here, okay, the flatter the lie, all right, the more the ball, especially if it's not intended to be there, like I was fitted for a 1 degree flat, okay, so the difference between 61 and 60 is essentially my blade being a little bit further down, all right, meaning that it's going to aim more towards the right for me because I'm right-handed. If it was upright, it would be going left for me, all right. So in a 7 degree, 1 degree, in a 7 iron, 1 degree of lie difference here is probably 10-12 yards, you know, at the distance that I send that club, okay. This one is 0.5, we're not going to worry. This one has a good amount as well, so we're going to worry about this. Okay, so the lie here. Lie right here, we're going to worry about this one too. This one too. 63, 62.4, that's okay. 62, and we're going to worry about this lie. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 club where the lie is very different than what it should be, all right? In the loft department, this is really bad. This is the one that's the worst, okay? And not only that, but this is the club that I use the most around the green, so we're gonna have to have that adjusted. All right, 50, no. This one has almost 2 degree difference, so we're gonna have to get this one adjusted. 40, 36.1, there's 1 degree there, so I'm gonna have that adjusted as well. This fine, this is fine, this is fine, okay. All right, so essentially, if you look at the list here, except for my 6 iron, I'm gonna have to have all my clubs looked at for either loft or lie or both. Okay, so in this case, both are screwed up, and this one, both are screwed up. That's why, you know, this is interesting for me, all right? Because sometimes, guys, when you hit a shot and it doesn't go where you think it's going, but it's consistent not going where it's supposed to go, might not be you, might be the clubs have an issue, okay? I've been playing these clubs a good amount over the last 3 years, so I'm not gonna, I know they're 16, all right? But I bought them in 19, so I bought them when the 19 came out, you know, so I got a good deal on them. So I've been playing them a lot for really 3 years, okay? So it's normal that we have some adjustment because these are forged, they're soft iron, and, you know, it happens. Well, dang, that was a fun little project to build here and give me actually what I suspected was a problem. Now, if you don't want to build one, just take your club to a trusted club fitter. You know, he should be able to get all of that straightened out for you. For me, I have my a golf shop, you know, close to me here that will do the bending for me, because I don't have a bender, and quite honestly, there's two axes that you have to wrestle with, so I'd rather give that to a guy that knows what he's doing. But measuring them is something we all can do. I hope you build one of these little rigs. I think it was fun. It was not difficult. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 little board of wood. Could be wood, right? That too, you know, and it's not difficult. It's a nice little piece of equipment to have, you know, if you're into golf, you know, like I am. All right. Well, that was fun. We'll see you guys next time, and happy 4th. Bye.